At Physicians Weight Loss Center, we're all about helping you learn to eat better. When you eat better, remarkable things happen. We've seen our clients lose weight, but also gradually reduce their medications such as insulin and blood pressure medicine while increasing their self-esteem. Physicians Weight Loss Center on the Grand Strand has been helping thousands of people for almost 26 years, and we're with you every pound of the way. At Physicians Weight Loss Center, we offer you hope and encouragement, along with a written guarantee that you will lose at least, on average, 3 pounds a week. We never ask you to eat foods you don't like, and you'll have the menus right in front of you, with your calories and carbs already counted for you. Physicians Weight Loss Center. Call for a free consultation. 843-293-9333. We're ready now, if you are.
I'm ready.
How you feeling, mate?
Number 15, Stars and Stripes, baby. He's ready.
What if you found a Rocky who played soccer?
I knew the biggest barrier to entry with Jay would be being American. So I know what our mentality is like in this country.
Percentage of lads that we take in to actually make it in the Premiership is probably less than 1%.
We thought Jay was crazy going to England.
Number 5, the big scorer, Jay DeMeritt, a forward.
What if an unheralded American tried to fight his way into big-time English football?
When I first came to Europe, I think I had about $1,800.
He was so raw, he was very, very green.
And I used to pretend like these were players. So I used to kind of take the ball and I would and then I'd kick around it.
It was funny because Jay was subbed the first, second division Sunday league.
I knew that he was struggling because he came back after the first year with no money to his name.
What if determination could overpower expectation?
Everyone was talking about a couple of forwards we had, and I said, who's the centre-half?
We couldn't believe what we were seeing.
It is a match worth millions of pounds for a place in the Premiership.
He said to me, take as many pictures as you can because I might never be here again.
What if he stood one step away from the promised land?
Ashley Young delivers.
Welcome to MySoccerShow.com. Brought to you by MySoccerUSA.com. The most beautiful game. Now you run the show. Sign up today. And now, live from our studios on the Grand Strand, your host, Tristan Patterson.
From the studios in the Grand Strand, I am your host, Tristan Patterson, and before our opener, you got to hear an awesome trailer that we love. We play every show on MySoccerShow.com, and it's the Rise and Shine, the Jay DeMeritt story. Wonderful, or awesome movie. It's a new movie. Awesome trailer. You can find it on YouTube. Jay DeMeritt, obviously the U.S. national team member who plays for the Vancouver Whitecaps of the MLS. Jay has an inspirational story, not unlike some of the guys who will be trying out for Myrtle Beach FC January 28th of this upcoming wonderful new year. Can't believe it's 2012 already. On the other line, I have director of that movie, Nick Lewis. Nick, thank you so much for being on, man.
Hey, thank you so much for having me on.
Hey, we've been trying to get you on for a while now, but we finally made it happen, right?
Yep, definitely. Persistence.
Yes, that's right. I wouldn't let you go, Nick. I made sure we got it done, man. But I appreciate you being on, and we're gonna have some fun. So, Nick, man, that trailer, I don't know if you could hear it on the other line there playing. We interviewed a guy and we played that trailer as the cut into the interview with him, who's trying out for the pro soccer team down here in Myrtle Beach on the 28th, and he said. The trailer, he had never seen it before, never heard about it, and he was like, it gave me goosebumps, hearing about it. Is that kind of what happens when people hear about this movie or see this movie?
Yeah, we've gotten a really good reaction. about the movie and the trailer especially. We've gotten that from quite a few people that it gives them goosebumps and chills, and it was very, very well put together. And the film in general, I mean, the response we get from a lot of coaches and parents, and then obviously players, but so many great responses from a parent or a coach who says, hey, my kids went and saw this, or my team went and saw this, and they've just came out and been raving about it, how they want to train harder and work harder. And it's a really, really great story, and we're glad that we got to bring it to the big screen and get it out there, because it really was something that we felt that needed to be told. And it was a long journey to get it told, but it's out now, and we're so glad to be able to share it with people.
Yeah, absolutely. And Nick, how did you kind of get involved in making this happen and becoming the director of the film? Have you directed films before, or is this your first shot?
Yeah, no, I'm not a filmmaker by trade. I actually met Jay back in college when he was just another guy. He played college soccer at University of Chicago, Illinois, which it wasn't a big school. It's gotten a little bigger, but at the time, he was just another guy. He played soccer. And I met him there through a friend and didn't keep in touch with him, but I'm a soccer player and a soccer junkie, and when he kind of popped up on the national team scene, I was like, I remember him, and looked into his story a little bit more and talked to my friend and read a lot about it. And for people who don't know, what Jay did is he played college soccer, tried out for the MLS and didn't get a shot, didn't get called up. So he went to Europe with about $1,500 in a backpack and just basically a map. Traveled around with a friend for about 3 months, knocking on doors of these top European clubs. Ended up in London, sleeping on his friend's floor in an attic and scraping by, playing for like 50 pounds a week. Yeah, so Jay, he was in London, and he didn't have a resume. He didn't have really anything but just persistence and a dream and a lot of dedication. So he scraped by, literally. He would make enough money to eat and get to tryouts and do things like that. He did that for over a year. He came home, went back, and then he got a random tryout with a team the game before the last game of preseason for a club called Watford, who was in the second division at that point. And they signed him basically sight on scene, and the rest is history, as they say. He scored a goal the next year to put him into the Premier League, which they call the 40 million pound goal, and then at 27 got called up to play for the United States and played in the last World Cup. So it was a great story. And about 6 months before the World Cup, I talked to my friend who I'd met him through and said, hey, we need to document this story. It's just such an incredible story, and it's once in a lifetime thing. I mean, he's going to the World Cup. Let's do this documentary style. And Jay was into it. He's a guy he's always looked forward and hadn't really taken the time to look back, but he was curious to see what others had to say along the way, and then obviously really excited about the World Cup. And I think he realized that it was a very special path that he took to get there, and it was something that was worth sharing with others. So we did it on our own. It was a lot of work, a lot of stress and time and money and all that stuff, but it was so worthwhile. And we got to capture his story all the way through the World Cup. We got behind the scenes footage of him in South Africa with his team. We've got footage of Bill Clinton celebrating in the locker room after the Algeria game and goal. And we've been able to recreate his story all the way from his hometown in Green Bay, Wisconsin, through South Africa.
And just as a soccer fan, Nick, that must have been a special experience to be behind the scenes with the U.S. national team in South Africa during the World Cup, right?
Yeah, the entire experience. I mean, getting to go to England and, get to interview these professional athletes and, coaches who are very, 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 not only are they very well known, but they're just so knowledgeable about the sport. And to get so many people that really believed in Jay's story and took the time out of their lives to do interviews and help out, everyone from Bob Bradley, who was notoriously, I think, hard to get interviews with. He gave us an hour of his time and said, he basically as much time as we needed. So it was an awesome experience. As a soccer fan, it was great.
Absolutely, Nick. And there's something else interesting about how this movie got done is it took a little while. You guys started in what, 2007 or 2008?
We started it in 2009.
2009, yeah. So you started in 2009, and you guys, so it's been a 2-year process or over 2-year process, and you guys are an example in crowdsourcing, right?
Yeah, what we did is we went and we filmed everything, but it was something where we just had to go. We didn't have too much time, so we kind of would scrounge money together. We borrowed money, did whatever we needed to, and that got us through to where we had all this, footage. But to actually show the Premier League or the World Cup footage, it was so expensive that we couldn't do it on our own, and we had Jay helping out. But we turned to a website called Kickstarter, and through that crowdsourcing, we had support from celebrities and big organizations to mom and pop, small clubs, and even kids just helping out, and they believed in the story, and we ended up raising the third most money ever via crowdsourcing, which was over $225,000.
Absolutely awesome, man. That's good stuff, man. It shows people motivated and excited about this movie. Like I said, I'm excited to see it. I've got my DVD on the way. And something else cool you got going on for us. You're going to give away a DVD to our listeners out there. All they have to do is go. You told me go to the website, which is mysoccershow.com, or then go to Facebook, facebook.com/MyrtleFC, and all they got to say is I want the DVD. That's all you got to put on Facebook for us, and what we'll do is we'll do a little raffle, and next week we'll announce the winner on mysoccershow.com when we have another special guest. But we appreciate you doing that for us and helping spread the information. Now, Nick, you've been around soccer for a while. You've seen an awesome, amazing story. Is this a once ever story, or is this something that we might be able to see this kind of rise to the top, starting in something as small as Myrtle Beach, South Carolina?
Yeah, I think it can be done. I think Jay proves that it can be done, because I think before Jay did it, people would have said it can be done.
Right.
Simple as that. But, he's done it, and it can be done.
And
Jay was he wasn't from he was from Green Bay. It's a football town.
Right.
American football. And he went to a college that it's not it wasn't a top D1 school. He didn't get drafted. He didn't have agents come knocking on his door. He didn't have any of that. But it just shows that, it can be done. And he's not even the most talented soccer player, but he's got that drive and determination where when he gets on the field, he gives it his all every single minute of every single game.
Absolutely. It's amazing too that the MLS obviously a whole different world back then than it is now. But the MLS back in the 90s, didn't even give them that kind of shot. And it's still the situation now where Americans have to get in front of that European club before they can ever get that real shot, because American clubs oftentimes look for a different kind of set of talent or skills than some of these talented guys like Jay have. So we're excited to see what happens in 2012, January 28th, down at the Market Common Fields, Myrtle Beach FC tryouts. Of course, Jay DeMeritt story, Rise and Shine, the Jay DeMeritt story. What's the website they can go to find some more information, Nick?
It's JDeMerittStory.com, and it's a great website. You can see about our crowdfunding campaign. You can watch a trailer. You can read about the story. You can read media, outlets writing about it. JDeMerittStory.com.
And they can order the DVDs online from there too, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Absolutely. And then you guys can go on to Facebook.com/MyrtleFC. Punch in I want on the wall there. I want the DVD, and we will put you in a raffle to see who gets it. Go to mysoccershow.com to have the link to Rise and Shine, the Jay DeMeritt story. We have the link on there. It'll be on the front page, mysoccershow.com. Send us a message. Tell us you want the DVD, and we'll see if we can't hook you up. Nick, thank you so much for being on with us, man, and we'll have you on again when the next one comes out. You're going to keep this going, right? You got to do another a soccer movie for us, right?
Yeah, we will. There's so many stories out there that really need to be told, so definitely.
Nick, thank you so much for being on, man.
Appreciate you guys.
And we'll talk soon, okay?
All right, take care.
All right, that was Nick Lewis, the director of Rise and Shine, the Jay DeMeritt story. An absolutely awesome story. Check it out, mysoccershow.com. Got the link right there. Up next, Mario Stanley and another GSS tryout attendee going to be on. A lot of fun, always interesting on mysoccershow.com. We'll be right back.
You're listening to mysoccershow.com with your host, Tristan Patterson. All soccer, all the time.
I am your host, Tristan Patterson, and you're back with mysoccershow.com. Big things from Myrtle Beach FC, man. It is exciting time, and tryouts are right around the corner here in the new year of 2012. And we have another one of those tryout attendees on the phone. This one's a little bit different, though. It's Mario Stanley. Mario, thank you so much for being on with us.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. Mario, so... I say it's a little bit different because, Mario, you don't have the background in soccer like some of the other guys that we've talked to. How long have you been playing soccer for?
Actually, I've been knowing the game for a while, but actually on the field and everything, I said, you put everything together, it comes out to 4 to 5 years. So.
4 to 5 years of soccer, man. And you were, again, Coach Thunder was out there, was one of the more impressive guys. You play up front in the striker position where he used to play. And that day he was out there, I think you scored at least 2 goals, right?
Yes, I scored 2 and probably have 5 shots on target. I know I got to work on my shooting and more like that, but just raw right now.
Yeah, you're a raw talent, but you're going to be there on the 28th trying out, and you're fast, man. You are probably one of the faster guys out there, one of the top 2 in speed out there in the GSS league, right?
Yes, and that's only my second game being out there, so it was neat meeting the guys and everything. That's the stand out to everything is just my speed. So
yeah, what?
If I work on my touch and everything, it should get a little bit better.
What have you played any other sports in high school or in college?
Well,
anything?
in high school, I played basketball and football, wide receiver and shooting guard. So
of
that's where the speed comes from.
Of course, wide receiver with that speed, right?
Yeah.
just go
6'2".
Just go get that ball. That's right. Well, and where'd you play high school ball at?
North Myrtle Beach High School.
North Myrtle Beach, and are you from North Myrtle Beach area?
Yes, sir.
Again, a little bit different from the other guys. The other guys are spread all around from Western North Carolina and from Tennessee, and you're a hometown kind of guy, so that's pretty cool. So you're from the North Myrtle Beach area. What kind of got you involved in soccer, Mario?
Just my friends growing up and just being around it, and I always like to do different things, and I just picked it up one day. And I noticed just being fast and being able to touch here and there. And I used to outrun the ball in the beginning, but now I'm trying to keep up with it.
So yeah. you decided to take on a new challenge, right?
A new challenge, yeah. You can say that.
Absolutely. And Mario, you got something else pretty cool going on, man. You're involved with music, right?
Yes, the music is what I really do around here. We do shows at the House of Blues all the way from New York to Atlanta. We're trying to go to California here shortly. But, yeah, we do R&B and hip-hop. We got a group around here, pretty big, cocky and conceited. You can check out the website or the Facebook page. But other than soccer, that's what I'm into right now.
Music.
Yeah.
And you not only you do some stuff with those guys, but you also do what, rapping and singing? What do you do?
Oh, I rap and sing a little, and then that's mainly, and we write songs for other bands. Like with some reggae bands out here, we wrote songs for, and everything with the music scene right now. And then when I found out about the soccer thing, a couple of people hit me up and was like, you should give it a try. And even that day when y'all was out there trying out, it took like to the very last second, one of my friends, he's actually trying out too, Dustin, to get me to say, just do it, and I did it. So
yeah, and
I wasn't even into it until then.
Absolutely. We know Dustin, man. Dustin was on the show. He talked about his kind of what he's doing to prepare for the 28th. Mario, obviously you're busy with the music stuff. Are you finding time to work out and get in shape for the 28th?
Yes, actually, I'm finding time. I do play a lot of pickup basketball and everything, so that's how I get my conditioning in. And then I'm just winging from there. You know, I just touch the ball around the yard here and there. I got to get in some more pickup games and everything. But I'm ready just to go out there and try because, I mean, I'm a coachable player, so I'm just ready to be coached up and see what goes on from there.
And you're a young guy, too. You're only, what, 20 what?
No, I'm 24.
24, yeah.
Now.
So you're a young guy, man, for, only picking up the game when you were out of high school and 18, 19 years old. So, the talent's there, man. Like you said, a raw and maybe something good for Coach Thunder to kind of mold into the striker he wants, right?
Yes, I'm willing, fan base, bring people to the game, just be that energy off the bench or whatever. I'm down.
I like it, man. And, again, give you a little shout-out for the music crew there. It's cockyandconceited.com. And what we'll do is actually put a link on the mysoccershow.com so you guys can go check out his music. That's Mario Stanley. Mario, thank you so much for being on with me, man, and I look forward to seeing you out there on the 28th.
Thanks for having me. Look forward to seeing you, too.
You're listening to mysoccershow.com with your host, Tristan Patterson. All soccer, all the time.
You are listening to mysoccershow.com, and I am your host, Tristan Patterson. I love that intro, man. That intro just is exciting. It's thrilling. It's kind of pumps you up and gets you ready for what I hope is an exciting and fun show. So we are back, and we have on the other line with me, another special guest, as always, Kermit. Kermit is on the other line. Kermit, how are you doing?
We're good. I've been ready for the season.
That's right. You're ready for the Myrtle Beach FC first season, which starts in May. Got some friendlies hopefully lining up for March. And Kermit, you're involved a little bit. You have started what have you started for Myrtle Beach FC?
It's kind of an attempt at a supporters group. I'm also a member of the Wilmington Hammerhead Support City Firm, and I was thinking, new team and time to get something started for Myrtle Beach's team finally.
Yeah, and Wilmington supporter group has grown pretty big, right?
It's really picked up. It started with 5 people. They built it up to probably about 40 or 50. Usually, you get in there, it's almost like a European type feel. A lot of singing, a lot of flags and tifo and things like that. And a lot of fun.
And I love that atmosphere. Soccer is not just a game you go just for the quality and beautiful, that it's the beautiful game, which it is, but you go for the atmosphere too. And it looks like the MLS just recently and leagues obviously have started to pick that up. I was reading online the other day an article about the supporter groups, and you got some real famous ones out there like the Seattle Sounders, which is my favorite, I think.
Sounders do incredible.
They are just amazing. It just gives me chills to just watch the video of them, and I'm not even there. So I am excited to see what Myrtle Beach can Myrtle Beach. Can they? You think it can be reproduced down there? Some exciting fan base.
I'm thinking they can. I mean, I used to go to the old Sea Dogs games, which hardly anybody remembers the Sea Dogs, but they had their own little group and. It never quite got, as big as I thought it would.
Right.
But I think now, the time is, the Pelicans have done really well.
Yeah. And the
North Carolina soccer team has done fantastically well.
Yeah, and in the Sea Dogs, it's almost a completely different world than it was back in the Sea Dogs were there in 97, 98, 99. And 97, yeah. I mean, the crowds were, what was it, over 1,200 a game, I think. Go ahead.
It started out really big, and I don't know what happened. You tend to think that they just didn't put enough attention into it, and then when the Myrtle Beach Pelicans came in, it kind of cut into their audience. But they had a chance. They had a great chance at one time.
And one of the beautiful things about Myrtle Beach FC now in the season that's coming up is, from what I see and understand, now the schedule's not out till January 15th, 16th sometime. But the games are not going to be on the weekends, or the weekend game will not be on the date that the Pelicans are home. So that could be a huge boost right there, because the Pelicans have what, they average thousands a game. So fans who want a good time and a great atmosphere can hop, skip, jump over from the wonderful, beautiful Pelican Stadium. We love the Pelicans, of course, and hop over to Myrtle Beach FC and enjoy some good time. Now the Sea Dogs, obviously in the atmosphere in the late '90s was completely different. The soccer wasn't as big in Myrtle Beach, and then second, the World Cup team, men's team, had a tremendous disappointment, right?
Yeah, and that kind of tied into it. Of course, there was a huge build-up, to the World Cup like that. And that really helped the attendance earlier.
Right. Yeah.
And actually, we've got another one coming up, and I'm kind of hoping that will spread. I'm hoping that we get some rivals in here, some rivalries. And just looking over some of the other teams in the NPSL, we don't have any close rivals, but I'm sure we'll find some reason to hate some of them.
Absolutely, and it's I think it's started already. There's 2 Atlanta teams, and South Carolina loves to beat up on the teams from Georgia, right?
Oh yeah, and Jacksonville. So the chance, you'll hear stuff like that. I have friends in Chattanooga,
right?
And I've contacted them, trying to see, if I might go up and see an away game there, and I've been trying to build it up with those guys that we're coming to town and we expect to do something.
Yeah, absolutely. And Chattanooga, of course, for the listeners who don't know about Chattanooga FC, Chattanooga has the highest average attendance in the NPSL, in the entire league, not just the South region, which is around 4,000 something plus a game. Which is
beautiful stadium too.
Yeah, gorgeous stadium, great organization. I mean, absolutely awesome. And man, to reproduce what Chattanooga's done, to reproduce what something's done with the own little twist on it would be completely awesome in Myrtle Beach. Now, Kermit, you have a Facebook page for this supporters group, and you guys are doing something interesting right now with the name, right?
Yeah, when we first got started, we were throwing out names, and one of the first things, it was almost like a tribute to the Sons of Ben, Philadelphia group called Sons of the Beach.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things like, seems interesting for a while, and a couple of days later, I'm not too sure about that. So we're just going to open up the Facebook page to anyone who wants to suggest a name, and just go on and vote, or enter your name. And
Perfect.
Probably about the time of the open tryouts, the 28th, we'll probably decide on something.
Decide on a final name. That's awesome. And so hopefully we can get some fans there. So if you're listening, go on to Facebook, and how do they find it? They just punch in Sons of the Beach right now?
It should be, I guess it's Facebook groups, and just type in Sons of the Beach, which is still listed under.
Yeah, or they can just go to facebook.com/MyrtleFC, and which is the Myrtle Beach FC Facebook page, and they can click on scroll down a little bit. From time to time, there's posts on there about the supporter group. So go on there, click like that page, and then go on and join the supporter group. And they'll have to make a commitment, but at least you can be involved a little bit, and at least start trying to get a good name going for the supporter group. And it's a lot of fun. There's some fun names out there already in different different areas. I know for LA Galaxy has the LA Riot Squad, right?
Oh yeah, the Riot Squad. Always loved Sons of Ben.
And Sounders, I can't remember what the Sounders group name is. They have
Sounders. One of the big Sounders names was just Emerald City Supporters.
Yeah, absolutely. And
they're the ones who do a lot of the TIFO, and of course the Timbers Army are up in Portland. And
yep.
So if anyone has any idea, anything kind of Myrtle Beach centric would be nice.
Yeah.
Someone suggested at one time, someone that I really can't post, but all of them involving mini golf or free hermit crabs, which kept showing up all the time. But, like I say, if anyone has a name, try it out. We'll run up the flagpole and see who salutes it.
Perfect. Well, Kermit, thank you so much for what you do. That's awesome. As Kermit, he's helping start up the supporter group in Myrtle Beach, doing his thing. Go on to the website, facebook.com/MyrtleFC, and you can go ahead and click like on that, and then join the Facebook group, which is Sons of Ben right now. And
Sons of the Beach.
Oh, Sons of Ben. Oh, my goodness. Sons of Ben. See, this is why we need...
That's the reason you got to change it. Yeah. Right there. There's also a Twitter page, which I'm not sure about that either, but there's a Twitter page if they want to try that.
And who really needs Twitter, right?
The more I mess with it, the more I realize I really don't, but it's there.
But it's there, and it's fun. It's fun once in a while. So,
oh yeah.
Kermit, thank you so much for being on, and we'll make sure we talk again when we get closer to the season.
Okay, thanks.
That was Kermit with Sons of the Beach supporter group, a good guy who's starting something big. Go ahead and join him. Join the Facebook group. Look it up on Facebook, Sons of the Beach, and join and suggest a new name for it. Fun, interactive thing. That's what Myrtle Beach FC is all about. That's what MySoccerShow.com is all about. Join us next time on MySoccerShow.com. I'm your host, Tristan Patterson.